This news update is brought to you by...
Grab somebody and tell them hello. Your happiness will be connected to flow. Smile and cheer because that is we flow. Grab somebody and tell them hello. With your hands in the air, hands in the air, hands in the air, hands in the air. This is how we flow, yeah. Grab somebody and tell them this is how we flow.
It's Monday, August the 17th, 2015, and this is your Barbados Today Morning News Update. I'm Emmanuel Joseph. Thanks for joining us. We begin with an assurance from Prime Minister Freundel Stuart that there'll be no abandoning of the military in Barbados anytime soon. In fact, Prime Minister Stuart sees a pivotal role for the Barbados Defence Force in continuing to intercept an influx of illegal drugs into the country. Speaking at the end of the BDF's 36th anniversary week of activities at its Paragon Christchurch base, he reminded the rank-and-file soldiers of the essential position as defenders of this island's values.
It is pleasing to note that in providing a safe environment through its efforts on the high seas, the Barbados Coast Guard participated in operations that led to the interdiction of 2,759 pounds of marijuana and 140 kilograms of cocaine, and to 3 vessels being seized over the past year. Additionally, the Barbados Regiment, the land element of the force, has been successful in the conduct of operations that led to the seizure and destruction of 11,644 marijuana plants. The street value of these seized drugs is estimated to be approximately $8,326,000. These drugs were destined to have been the twin negative impact of undermining our domestic security and occasioning harmful effects on the health and safety of our citizens and communities across the country.
A major crop-over band leader is suggesting the relocation of Foreday Morning Jam from the Barbados Tourism Investment Inc. car park to Spring Garden route to the ABC Highway. Director of Chocolate Army, Jason Paris, tells Barbados Today the existing route had outlived its usefulness, especially with 50 bands hitting the streets this year.
I think that the route, the 50 bands have definitely overgrown the route. We may have to look at a different route in terms of enhancing the Foreday Morning. I think that Foreday Morning could possibly go to the ABC Highway and evolve, because it is definitely getting more and more persons being involved. We need to look at that.
Paris also thinks that the Foreday Morning expanding so rapidly, authorities now need to review their security arrangements for the public's sake.
I think for sure one of the things we need to look at, the NCF for sure needs to look at is security. And in terms of holistically, banks will have their security, but I think that the NCF and the government still has their part to play in terms of securing the road, in terms of the amount of revelers that you're finding on the road and so on. But having said that, I think that the festival is definitely evolving. The music was good. I want to say kudos to the artists and so on for developing and improving all the time. We just have to take the festival overseas now and continue to build on it, because it's going to be a money maker for everybody here in Barbados.
And before we go to the break, here's a Good Samaritan story. 2 Barbadian residents, Laura and Andre Payne, yesterday rescued a nest of at least 150 endangered baby turtles at Mullins Beach in St. Peter. Barbados is the home to a healthy population of hawksbill and leatherback turtles. Once endangered by overfishing, these great creatures are now protected and monitored throughout the island. Andre told Barbados Today they saw some of the turtles wandering along the beach, and after further investigation, discovered a nest. The 2 Good Samaritans said they dug them up and guided them towards the sea. Kudos to Andre and Laura Payne.
There's regional and international news after this short break.
Secure your future, be financially strong. Since 1983, we have been there for you. A smart range of products, great tax benefits. We're the solution to
understand, yeah. My Barbados, my banks. Ain't nothing like a core bank spare. None of them others just can't compare. You just got to love that taste. It's the world-class thing this land makes. Whether I'm cruising or at a bar, whether I'm at home, my bank spare is never far. For this blessing, got to give God thanks. My Barbados, my banks.
Now to our top story from the region. The CLICO policyholders group in Trinidad and Tobago has given the ruling People's Partnership and its affiliates an ultimatum to pay them their due or suffer the consequences at the upcoming general elections on September the 7th. Last evening, the CPG unanimously passed a resolution at a mass meeting stating that all assenting CLICO policyholders withhold their support for the People's Partnership and its affiliates with immediate effect until such time that they are paid the balance due on their contractual entitlements from the CLICO statutory fund. The meeting also unanimously agreed that the policyholders would give the People's Partnership until this Friday to respond to the resolution, failing which the CPG should immediately approach the government in waiting, that is the current opposition People's National Movement, for them to make a clear and unequivocal statement on whether or not they will ensure that all outstanding monies are paid should they be successful at the polls. It is noteworthy that the resolution was unanimous by 200 policyholders who were present and voting. Meanwhile, the Alliance of Independence Party has pulled out of the upcoming general elections in Trinidad and Tobago. The interim executive decided last evening to instead focus on building the party's infrastructure towards the local government election in 2016, whilst also expanding its current demand campaign. Interim political leader Nicole Dyer-Griffith said, while she understood the feeling of some of the potential candidates and members, it is important to also understand the larger electoral context and to decipher what was best for the long-term growth of the organization. On the international scene now, Donald Trump says he's prepared to spend $1 billion on his U.S. presidential campaign if necessary. Speaking to CNN's Jeremy Diamond outside the Iowa State Fair, the Republican hopeful also boasted that he made $400 million a year and did not have to worry about pleasing lobbyists like other candidates because his race was self-funded.
Mr. Trump,
fine.
So what do you think of this reception at the Iowa State Fair?
I think it's beyond my wildest expectations. It's fantastic.
Do you think that most people here will vote for you?
Yes,
actually
I do.
Caucus for
well,
you?
we're leading in the polls by a lot, and I do believe so, yes. I think you believe it too, don't you?
Are you going to have anything to eat here at the State Fair? Are you going to try some fried foods on sticks?
Take me to fried foods, and that's my favorite kind of food.
What do you think you need to do to make sure that voters know that you really care about them and that you are here and you're trying to get the policy and everything right?
I don't think I have to do anything. The voters know I love them. The voters know that I want to turn this whole country around and make it great again. We are a country in serious trouble. We are going to make it great again. Thank you.
How often do you think you need to come to Iowa again to make sure that
it doesn't matter. I love the people of Iowa. I'll come here a lot. I've already been here a lot, but I'll come here a lot. I love the people of Iowa.
And you said earlier you're willing to spend $1 billion on this presidential
election. If necessary, I will spend it, yes. Thank you.
And finally, tens of thousands of people have taken part in protests across Brazil calling for the impeachment of President Dilma Rousseff. Support for Ms. Rousseff has fallen to single-digit figures in recent polls. Many voters have accused her of failing to stamp out corruption and blame her for the economy's worst slump in 25 years. Marchers took over Copacabana Beach in Rio and also demonstrated outside Congress in the capital, Brasilia. And that's where we end our Barbados Today morning news update. However, you can join us again this afternoon. Until then, remember to log on to www.barbadostoday.bb, subscribe to our e-paper and email updates, or like us on Facebook. You can also catch us on Izumi Media in bus terminals or Screenplay at supermarkets and gas stations near you. Also tune into Channel 101 on Lime TV and in Mix 96.9 FM to get all the latest news and sports. I'm Emmanuel Joseph. Have a fantastic day.